What's up, y'all?
Hey, guys.
Time to subscribe.
Subscribe and watch the show.
Yeah, enjoy this joint. You know what I'm saying?
Just between you and me, there's a line, there's no tricks, ooh, there's a love.
Welcome to Just John and April, the relationship podcast, your place to level up your intimacy.
Yeah.
We're excited to be on the Lance J Radio Network.
Always.
And a little somber start to the show today.
Yeah.
Because of the news about the sudden death of Dwayne Haskins, 24-year-old quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I watched him a lot when he played for Ohio State. He was good.
Really?
Yes, very good quarterback. And just sad for him in this situation, really for his family is what I should say.
Really? Really, really sad.
Details are not all there. Understanding that apparently he was trying to cross the interstate in Florida, Broward County, something like that. And
It's like, what, 6:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
On a Saturday morning, I think?
Yeah. And was hit by a truck, I believe, and was killed. I was surprised when we looked this up that apparently there's been a surge in pedestrians killed by cars in 2021.
Right.
I don't know what that's about.
I don't either. It was like a 31% increase with like
Right.
444 people, pedestrians, within half of the year.
Right.
Not even a full year.
Correct.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
And what's really crazy is you don't think that anything like that can happen to a celebrity or actor or athlete or you know what I'm saying? It's like it doesn't matter. Like
it's not
it
even
can
that.
happen to anybody.
It's also your age, babe.
Your age.
It's something about when you're that young, you just don't
25?
think
Oh my
about
goodness.
your mortality like that.
No,
and
man.
was so much ahead of him. And
Yeah.
so anyway, we're praying for the Haskins family.
Really.
Just lifting them up right now
I
during
can't
this
imagine
difficult time. I can't
what
either.
his parents are going through.
I can't either, man. So just thought we'd talk about that to start, and hopefully you are praying for them as well.
Yes, and it just reminds us that life is short.
It
you
is.
just don't know.
You
and
don't.
you just, you know.
Gotta
I don't
live
know.
every day to the fullest,
you do.
man.
You do.
You really do.
You do.
So
Yeah.
Will Smith is still in the news.
I don't think that we're going to stop talking about this for months to come.
Can I ask you a question?
Honestly.
When this happened, when you saw what happened on the Oscars, did you think to yourself at that time, we're never going to stop talking about this?
Oh, definitely. I was
Okay.
thinking, oh, shoot. I mean, just the feeling that I got and the fact that we immediately, I mean, like, we got so many text messages. We did. Of course, you know that was going to be talked about.
Of course.
I knew that.
Yeah.
Like, right away. And then I was thinking.
But this is like 3 weeks later. Did you think we'd still be thinking about this?
Yes.
I didn't.
Why would you not think?
Yeah.
That was a big moment.
It was, but at the time.
Nothing ever has happened like that.
You're right.
Think about it.
You're
I mean,
right.
we've seen people embarrass people. Even when Kanye took the mic was that the Grammys? Where was it?
I-
Oh, no, that
it-
was like the teen award. Whatever that was.
I don't know what it was.
What
It might have been the Grammys though, because didn't he
Well,
take it from
Taylor Swift?
Yeah, so I think it was
that
like
was
a
talked
music.
about for a long time.
It was.
That
That's true.
And he didn't hit anybody.
That's true.
He
You're
just
right.
offended her and was to me that was disrespectful
You're
and
right.
everything.
You're right.
So that was talked about for a long time.
It was. I definitely don't think it had this kind of traction.
No,
though.
it didn't.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
And maybe it's because of the people. You know, really, if you think about it, Chris Rock is an A-list comedian.
Exactly. Will Smith is an A-list actor. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You just wouldn't think, and not even that. Will Smith is not someone that you would say is
Volatile.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is uncharacteristic of
It's
him.
uncharacteristic
No
of
question
him.
about it. I agree with that.
So I think that's one reason. You know, if it was somebody we knew could do something like that,
Right,
it wouldn't.
right.
It wouldn't be as big of a deal.
You're
It would
right.
be a big deal, but not
You're right.
because no one has gone up and physically done anything on camera like this. At least,
You're right.
not in my time,
You're
where
right.
I can remember.
You're right. We've had people open mouth kissing people on the Oscars before and award shows and
Yes,
stuff like that.
but usually
like-
it's a laugh. You keep going. You find
Right.
out later the person was offended.
You're right. You're right.
know what I mean?
But this was like people lost their cool. It was real, and all of that.
Listen,
that
that
was kind
joint
of a
was
big deal.
silent.
You're right.
Like when they realized, wait a minute, this is not a part of the show.
Right. So the reason we've been
So-
talking about it is because there's new news about the Academy's decision
Mm-hmm.
to ban Will Smith from all Academy-related things for the next 10 years.
Yeah, I really was not expecting that. How about
I wasn't either. So this is what I'm saying. Here's what I'm feeling like. It's like the slap itself we talked about because it was shocking.
Right.
But then there were so many layers to peel back that we didn't understand. So we've been talking about it for days. Like, we didn't know, okay, why did he do that? Did Chris know that she had alopecia or not?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There were all these different questions that we were asking all these days.
Right.
And so all this time we've been waiting because things have happened. Then, then Will resigns.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then there's, fake news about what Jada's response was, but she didn't say anything. But, we were all talking about that.
I was real.
I did too. So all these things are happening every day. And now we're finally waiting for the Academy's decision. And here it comes. Boom. They say 10 years that he is banned. The Board of Governors has decided for a period of 10 years from April 8th, Smith shall not be permitted to attend any Academy events or programs in person or virtually.
No, they won't even let him be on Zoom.
He can't be on Zoom. Does that mean he can't watch it at home? You know what I'm saying? He can't watch it on TV?
Be on Zoom. That's what I'm saying. Can he watch it on TV? Like, that's dirty. Like, wow.
Okay, so here's the obvious question.
Oh, my goodness.
And maybe you'll get, I don't know. I don't know if people are going to be mad at you, what your answer is. My question to you is, do you think that was too harsh?
Well,
or do you think that's appropriate
I've been
amount of
reading
time?
that some people think that was an excessive punishment.
Okay.
I don't know. 10 years does seem a bit much, but that was big what you did.
True.
What you did was really big.
True.
It really was.
So,
but 10 years just seems like such a long time.
Yes. Here's what I keep hearing. First of all, I agree with you. 10 years does seem like a long time. When I first heard the news, I said, man, that seems like a lot.
Yeah.
And then I immediately started to compare, which I never looked it up. I should have. Maybe we can do it right now while we're on the show.
Okay.
We need a producer to do that for us and tell us in our ear.
Right.
But we basically what happened was I started to think about the other people in the history of the Oscars who have been disciplined for something.
Okay.
And wondered whether or not their ban or whatever it is they went through was similar to his. In other words, like Harvey Weinstein or something like that. Like, what did they do to him in that situation?
I don't really want to compare.
Neither do I, because I think it's a different comparison.
Totally different level.
I agree with you. Well, here's the thing. The thing that's different, and I think the reason why they came down so hard on him is because this actually happened on the show.
On the show. And this is the thing. They have rules and regulations for you to be able to even be there. So if you're going to come, you have to follow these rules and
guidelines, whatever.
These guidelines, right?
Yeah.
So that I think that's really the point, because I hear people bringing up all that, and I say, hey, if you're gonna go and look at what folk doing in their closet, ain't nobody come to the Oscars. Can't nobody. Everybody gonna be banned. Okay, so I'm saying you can't really do that.
Well, I also think you can't do that because what happened to those people in their personal lives, I think the Academy tried to, and I have no idea. First of all, let me just say, we haven't looked up anything. That's the problem.
Okay, so then don't say anything about it.
I have no idea what the punishments actually are.
Right, so don't say anything, because I'm saying, if people went to jail for molestation and all that kind of stuff, that's a whole nother. They probably have other guidelines for that.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
We're talking about what we know.
Code of conduct on the show. When you come here, what you do.
When you come here and you sitting on the daggone front row.
Right.
Okay. And so, you can't. These things you should not be doing.
Now let me say something else.
So, because he not only slapped, physically assaulted someone, but also yelled profanity from the audience.
True. That's true.
So that was really two things that you weren't supposed to do according to the guidelines.
And here in the United States, while we were watching it, they were able to bleep it out so that we couldn't hear what he was saying.
Right.
But in other countries,
that's how we were able to hear it.
That's how we heard it.
Yeah.
And so that's embarrassing for the Academy. I actually think they're trying to save face. This is why I think their punishment was the way it was.
Yeah.
I think they want to curtail this kind of activity that it doesn't get worse,
so
because
don't do this again.
That's right. We don't nobody. So if we come down hard on him, no one will ever try to do this again. And then the second thing is, I think they're trying to save face. They're trying to show, because I think a lot of people are saying, how come y'all didn't, get security on him? Why don't you remove him? Whatever the thing would be.
Yes, John.
Think about this. How embarrassing would it have been? Maybe for the Academy it would have been, but it would have felt like the right move. How embarrassing would it have been for Will to have been removed from the premises, whether he was arrested or not, doesn't matter. What if they removed him from the floor? He's no longer sitting there anymore. Then they announce him as the winner, and he can't even do the speech. He can get it, but he can't do the speech.
Well, that's true. He can come up and get it, though?
He wouldn't come up and get it.
That's my point.
Somebody else would have had to do it for him.
Jada would have had to gone up and get it for him.
Now, would that have been worse than what ended up happening? Would people would the Academy be saying, man, or would people be coming down on the Academy now saying you did something that messed up the show and all kind of stuff? I don't know.
Oh,
what do you think?
it's like you damned if you do, if you don't. It's like
I think so.
If you had taken them, they would have been like, "Why'd you do that?"
Right.
No, because everyone expected if you hit somebody,
right,
you got to go.
You have to.
Like that's just what you would expect.
And since they didn't do that, I think they have to come down harder now.
I never thought about that, but you're right.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. Because they're probably looking back and saying, "Whoa, what if someone who had done that, who really had something that could physically hurt really bad, like
what if
could have really harmed him?"
Yes.
Right. And I'm saying you didn't have any security to run up. Well, I think because. And the reason why it probably didn't happen, because think about it, Will's not a stranger.
True.
Right? It was not like a stranger who walked up there, because if that was the case, I think people would have gone up.
Well, we heard they asked Chris Rock whether or not, do you want us to take Will out of here? He said no.
Yeah,
so like, okay,
I know that, but I'm saying because it was Will that walked up, everyone, even the producers, even the guy.
True. No one said, we got to go stop this.
They thought it was something that maybe Chris and Will decided to do without telling anybody as a joke.
You're right. Right. Or they thought maybe he would have made another joke right there. It would have been funny. It would have been a great piece of television for them to have later or something like that.
But I think the Academy should also do something to Chris Rock.
You think so?
Yeah.
Now the Academy.
You know what I think they should do?
What?
They should have him host the next Oscars.
they should reward him for him. That's right.
Yes, because what did they say?
Yeah,
they complimented him.
We want to express our deep gratitude to Mr. Rock for maintaining his composure under extraordinary circumstances. We also want to thank our hosts, nominees, presenters, and winners for their poise and grace during our telecast.
Think about it. Think about if anybody had reacted. Right. I mean, anybody else could have gone up to him and been like, "Why you do that?"
Right.
I mean, you know what
You're
I'm
right.
saying?
That's true, babe.
And no one did that.
Right.
Everyone sat calmly. Even Lupita.
Nyong'o? Yes.
I love her.
Yeah, me too.
She really kept herself. Now
she was right in the camera.
She did look like
whoa.
But she could have reacted like what? Like
True.
Oh no, he didn't.
Right,
she could have done even more than that, and she didn't.
You're right.
They were everybody stayed. So I think that Chris should be hosting the next Oscars, and everyone will watch next year.
It will be the highest rated Oscars
of all time. So if they're really smart about it,
that's true.
They would do that because. Well, I think people are going to watch the Oscars next time anyway, just in case somebody else gets slapped.
That's true.
They want to see that live. Right?
I have one more question. I don't think we have the answer to it.
What is it?
Now that Will has been banned for 10 years, does that mean he can't win an Academy Award during that time?
Ooh.
I didn't see that in here, so I'm assuming that does.
Well, we know he can't win virtually, so. Because they won't even let him watch it virtually. He can't even be on Zoom, so. I don't know. They didn't say that.
They didn't say that. And to me, not being able to be physically present and being banned for being able to win an Academy Award are two different things. So I would say maybe this isn't quite as harsh as we think. Not being able to be there for 10 years, that's harsh, but you're just not invited to the party for 10 years.
Right, but you know what? It may actually be a load off their backs.
Probably.
For 10 years. Like, I don't even have to think about that or worry about that. I don't have to worry about going and sitting and getting joked on, whatever. I don't have to even, maybe that'll be like a, whew.
You mean for the Smiths?
Yeah.
Maybe
they'll be like, this is great, but I want to know, how is Jada going to have her next Red Table Talk? Like,
I don't know.
What's the next one going to be like? Are they just going to do reruns?
I heard they're going to bring Will on. They're going to talk about this.
No, you didn't.
Didn't they say that on the thing? I'm
that
serious.
Was a joke.
Well, no. So one of our chimes mentioned that. And I think it's true.
Really?
Yes. I'm almost positive.
We shall see.
Anyway,
I will be watching.
I will be too. Let's go to the word of the day. Word of the day today actually has a lot, I think, of implications based on what we've been talking about so far.
Yes, definitely.
What's the word of the day, babe?
The word of the day is consequence.
Consequence. What does consequence mean?
A result or effect of an action or condition.
A result or effect of an action or condition. Mm-hmm. Consequence. I don't think Will thought any of this through. I don't think any of us realized how many consequences would come as a result of this. And what I wonder is how careful we are in our day-to-day happenings and things that we do to make sure that the stuff that we decide doesn't it turn into a snowball effect for our relationships.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea what this is doing to his personal relationship with his home life.
And really, that is the question.
That is the question.
Did these actions cause him to have consequences everywhere?
I think so.
Even at home with his wife and his kids and his family.
Yeah.
Plus, in movies, like our producer's gonna be like, nah. I thought we knew you.
I heard a few of his movies and projects are on pause right now because of this. So it seems
but that's why they said pause, because they know they're gonna bring it. Come on,
maybe.
It's
but that's still a consequence.
It is a consequence. It is a consequence because one of the shows I was like, dog, that sounds so good. I need him to finish that up so I can watch that. Oh no, but yeah, there are a lot of consequences, and I think even in your relationships when you make decisions on the way that you respond. There are consequences, and the thing is, are you going to just take them like a man,
right,
or like a woman,
right,
or are you going to just, give yourself excuses as to why that shouldn't happen to you? So that's really the thing.
So Will's response,
we don't really want to take our consequences, but he had a good response.
His response to the Academy was, "I accept and respect the Academy's decision."
And I saw, or we can see that after this happened, it seemed like he was just like, you know what, whatever they decide to do, I'm going to resign, and then whatever they decide to do, I accept.
I can accept the consequences.
Yeah, so I think he's accepting his.
I hope so. I think
it seems like it in writing.
Right, exactly.
I think it's hard to come out and talk about it right now, though.
No question. And I don't know.
It's too many people talking about it.
I don't know when we're going to hear from him.
It's just a lot, and I guess. The first place for you to come and talk about it would be good. Would
a place you can control.
A place where you can, the Red Table Talk. Your wife is the one hosting. You can say what it is you need to say. You don't have to worry about,
answering
being
really
interviewed by Oprah or anything.
Yeah, which is where you wanted to go.
That's where I wanted to go. So that some tough questions can be asked. But you know what? I think they're going to answer it anyway.
I think so.
They're those kind of people.
Right.
So they're going to tell everybody.
They're pretty open with stuff like that.
Pretty open. They're going to tell everybody what it is that was going on.
Yeah.
And they're going to get deep with it.
Yeah.
I definitely want to hear what Chris has to say.
I do too.
But I need him to host the next Oscars.
That will happen.
He needs to host the next one.
So
maybe the next couple.
That would be a good consequence for him. If he ends up with,
he's already getting great consequences. Actually,
right? That's true.
There are positive consequences.
That's true.
And he's already making a lot of money.
So the word consequence can be negative and positive. We usually use it negatively only.
But you can have some good consequences.
Yeah, like his ticket sales have gone up like crazy.
Exactly. So do you think that Will should just offer him a lump sum of money for what he did?
That's a good question.
Yeah. Do you feel like it should be here's?
I actually think he might be. Offended by that.
Maybe.
If he's not planning on, if Chris is not planning on suing,
right,
then
you shouldn't offer money.
I don't think any money should change hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think there should be a phone call.
Just call him and apologize.
Yeah, or meet up. They may need to meet face to face. You slapped him face to face. You probably need to apologize face to face if he's willing to ever see you again.
But if somebody slaps you in the face, are you accepting a face to face meeting with them?
I am. I want you to apologize to me face to face. Like, yes, I would.
I'm not sure I would. And if I did, I probably would bring a bodyguard or somebody like that just to make sure nothing pops off.
Nah, ain't nothing popping off.
How do you know?
What? Babe,
he just did that on international television with everybody watching.
But
How do you know?
He's not meeting up and joking on Jada right then. He's not triggering him.
You never know.
You can bring somebody with you.
Okay.
But I'm saying there still should be, I think.
You would meet somebody face to face. This is what I
always say. I always say it to my kids at school. If you are bold enough to do something inappropriate in front of everyone, then you need to be bold enough to stand up in front of everyone and apologize. So I think Will needs to apologize face to face to Chris, and I think he needs to apologize face to face to everyone that was watching. I do. So if he's going to go on the Red Table Talk, that's cool. Him face to face with us.
Yeah.
Who don't really matter to him, but I'm just saying. Right. and then face to face with the one who he hit.
Right.
He needs to apologize, just like with your spouse.
Right.
You need to apologize. You don't need to send no text saying that's how relationships are. Relationships, you can't send a text saying you're sorry. I mean, you can, but is it as effective?
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm not sure what Chris needs. He may not need Will to speak to him at all.
I was just about to say, if it were me,
Chris may be like, I don't really want to hear anything else from you.
Right. If it were me, I would just accept a phone call. That would be fine with me.
Yeah.
And
I would accept a phone call.
Yeah, I'd be cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't need face to face.
But I think some people need more than that.
I agree with that. There's no question about it.
I know some people.
We need to do a whole show on apology language.
Yeah. Yes.
Anyway, See y'all next time.
Bye, guys.
Hopefully next week we're not talking about the same thing.
I hope not.
We'll see.